Hey everyone, thought I'd stop by and do another quick video. Today we're going to talk about that you control your genetic makeup. If you haven't heard of Bruce Lipton, go check him out. Look for epigenetics. It's above the gene, which is what we are. Your doctors do not control your genes, you do. You've just been convinced otherwise, and it's not true. You are in complete control of your genes unless you give that power over to someone else. And that's what we want to avoid. So, if we're in control of the genes, how do we control them? That's what we're going to learn right here. It's very simple. And you know what it costs? Nothing. Doesn't cost anything. That's how important it is to understand that we are not controlled by our genes. Epigenetics means that you can change them. And how do you change them? All right? Change through breath, hydration, nutrition, grounding to the earth, movement, rest, and a great story of every breath I take, I change my genetic makeup. Because you do change your genetic makeup. And you need to get this thing in alignment with that. As also your story. Your story changes your genetic makeup. Your body is listening to every word you say and the intensity, the intention that you're putting on those words. And the deeper you go into your story and the more emotional it is, the less control you have over your genes in a negative story and the more power you have over your genes in a positive story. All right, so we're going to start this journey of changing the direction that our genes are traveling in by opening our 6 lymphatic gates. This is step 1, all right? Right in next to the neck, one finger above the collarbone but touching it, and one below the collarbone and touching it. And Dr. Perry Nickelston is who I learned this from. I'm sure that was 9. I wasn't counting. I was thinking about Dr. Perry Nickelston. All right, then we do 9 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you may be asking, how could this possibly change my genes? Because your lymphatic system is the bathroom of the body. Gate 2, right behind the earlobe right here. There's a little hole, that's the largest lymph node in the neck. And what we would do is, I use 2 fingers, you can use 1, you can use them all if you want to. And we go right in that hole, and we pull down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, okay? And then we pull right down this large muscle on the side of the neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right. So how you're going to change the genes up here and the cells and everything that's going on in your body, okay? This is also a gate 2, but for this side of the body. And we pull down, we go right in behind the earlobe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we go down the side. And you use whatever hand you want to use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right. What's happening is your vagus nerve, your the blood going to the brain and coming back from the brain to be recycled. Bunch of nerves, but the vagus is one of the most important. Comes out right there, right where that largest lymph node is. And if that swells, it cuts, it cuts down the blood supply to the brain. It cuts down the brain's ability to release what it doesn't want anymore. And it interrupts the vagus nerve, which is rest, digest, and heal. It comes down through here, right down into your stomach. And we'll be getting to that gate in a minute. But if that is not working the way it's supposed to, forgetfulness, brain fog, dementia, Alzheimer's. These are more on the plaque side, building on top, because we're an antenna and we're not transmitting and receiving because the plaque is there. And it's stopping everything from functioning properly. So we can get that out of there. But we have to do it with specific intent, with our breath. Gate 3, where the shoulder rolls into the chest plate. You can pull on it if you can't feel it. There are those out there that might not be able to feel this, so you just drag from your shoulder down across, and that will help open that gate. Then we go under the arm. These gates are extremely important. And then this is not part of that gate, but we need to move all this tissue. You can hear there's a little bit of phlegm coming up my throat right now just from doing what I'm doing, okay? And down to the lower rib, get down in there. Sore spots, work around them, don't work on top of them. We don't want them getting even more sore than they already are. So you just work around that tissue as best you can. But if this backs up, it backs up in here, and you can have breast cancer, you can have all kinds of lung issues. These acids burn, and tapping on the sternum is really important. It helps alleviate stress so that you can get a better breath. Then we go over to the other side. Okay, and under the arm. And it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if you do this first or this first, okay? And then just get under there and start working. Find some sore spots or whatever. We need to open these gates because the lymph has to come through this gate to get to gate 1. Okay, across here, down to that lower rib, and then tap. Now we're going to move to gate 4. If you want to control your genes, you have to take control of your story, not give it over to your doctor or the AMA or anyone else. You are in charge. That energy came down and created the body you're in. And you have the power through breath, hydration, nutrition, movement, oxygen, grounding to the earth, and changing your story from my life sucks to I love my life. It could be that just that simple. Because in the word heart is the word ear, because the heart is always listening. And when you're speaking directly to it, whether you think you are or not. Gate 4, we put our hands on the lower ribs. I don't even know if I did that over here. See, you can go back and do this stuff. If you forget something, just go back and do it. We're just loosening up tissue, trying to get things moving. That's all we're doing. All right? And as we get things moving, the body gets stronger. It gets cleaner. The mind gets clearer. That's how important what we're doing is. All right? So we put our hands on our lower rib cage, and we breathe in through the nose. We want to feel our hands separate. Ribs are a cage. And when it gets stuck, it makes it really hard to breathe. It has to be flexible. The lungs don't breathe. They're just a sac. And the more we can open the chest, the more oxygen can get in. All right? So that's why we're doing this. And you can do belly breath and not move your hands at all. So we want to do this specifically to move our hands to get more oxygen in the body, to open that rib cage. All right? Inhale through the nose. And when we exhale everything out, and we're going to go straight down right around the belly button. So exhale. This right here is what gave you life, your belly button. And there's a lot of neurological and veins and everything down here. And when this gets compromised, you get compromised. And what does that affect? Your genes. It was just one big thing. Now this half may not know this half is alive, and this half may not know this half, which is why you have a life-threatening disease on one side of your body and not the other. Or you get Novocaine, it stops right at your center tooth. Because this side has its own electrical, and this side has its own electrical. So it's really important to understand, which is why we have two nostrils. We're supplying the lungs, but we're doing it through a vortex. When we breathe through the nose, it creates nitric oxide. Nitric oxide helps the heart relax. And it helps the arteries and veins be more flexible so that they can pump better. Hardening of the arteries, lymphatic issue. It's not a blood issue, it's a lymphatic issue. And what does it do? It raises your blood pressure. And we don't want our blood pressure to raise. Our blood pressure is a closed system. It can't get out unless we're cut. So if it can't get out, how does it get higher or lower? Well, higher is inflammation in the body, which is in the lymphatic system. It's not in the blood. And because it's in the lymphatic system, make sure you get around to your kidneys. And if it's in the lymphatic system, then we can correct it with good live liquids, live foods, fruits, berries, melons, and veggies. Some people are so congested that when they actually do fruits, berries, and melons, it's too fast a detox for them. You control the speed of your detox just like you control your genes. And most of it is through your story. Okay? So now, knife edge, fifth chakra, fifth gate, lymphatic gate is right here. There's all kinds of lymph nodes down through here. These back up, all kinds of trouble. All right? So we just tap. Everything in the body has to move. I don't care how old you are. It's irrelevant. Energy does not know age, and energy does not know dis-ease. All right, now we're going to move to gate 6. Remember, your genes are controlled by you, not your doctor, not by synthetic medications, not by anything but you, your breath, your nutrition, your hydration. That's why they're changing it all. The air, the water, I think it's over, I don't know what percentage it is. It's way, way over 50% of our farmland is dead. It's not even alive anymore. They're doing the same thing to us. They're giving us synthetic stuff. And that's, who knows, for the reduced population, who knows, who cares. We're like a wave coming through anyway, and we're going to meet a crest, and then we're going to go back to the earth. We come out of the water, we actually go back to the water, but just think of a wave, and right behind that wave is another generation. And this one starts to disappear as this one is cresting. And then this one starts to disappear as the next one comes along. And we've been doing that for millions of years. We don't know that it's millions of years because we've never been told the truth about anything. So now we're going to open the gates to the spine. Gates to the spine are extremely important. We need that fluid running up and down here. We don't need any blockages. Whether that's in our energy centers or no matter where it is, we need to get that open, all right? And the way we do that is we lean back, we tip our head back, all right? And we want to close this area and close the head. Just be careful you don't fall over. And if you are afraid of that, then sit next to a comfy chair or the couch or something like that. So we'll do 5 of these. All right, here we go. Exhale. Right into almost a fetal position, as close as you can get without, folding your legs. And then inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. It might have been more than 5, or it might have been 5, I don't know. I lose count because I'm more focused on my breath going in and my breath coming back out and my movement. When you breathe in, right here, you should have a full breath. And when you exhale, the breath should end when you bend over, okay? Try to exhale longer than you inhale. All fear, trauma, any of that stuff comes in through the breath, the mouth, right? You hit cold water. Somebody scares you, right? And it goes in, and if it really, really scares you, it'll lodge somewhere. Depression in the lungs, anger in the liver, being pissed off in the kidneys, lack of support, whether that's financial or, wow, I forgot to put the tape on here. I hope you guys can hear me. Is it real windy in the... I hope it's not too windy in the microphone. I'll do this now. Hopefully this will help. Okay. So, I apologize if that was windy. So as we're going through this, and we're moving, and we're breathing, okay? When you breathe through the nose, your diaphragm drops. It relaxes the heart, fills the lungs. Everything up here is moving. You want that nice deep breath where the ribs expand, right? And as it drops, it's massaging your organs and glands. 2/3 of your fluid is right here. This is why sometimes we see people bend over, their head goes past their ability for their core strength to hold them, and everything in here is moving. So having good core strength will keep you from falling over. It'll also give you stronger genes because you control them. But you have to take control of them. If we're not in control of our genes, someone else is. If we're not in control of our breath, someone else is. If we're not in control of our food, we can see what's happening, somebody else is. They have an agenda. We're not on that agenda. Or if we are, we're not on the good side of it, right? They send their, like Gates and those guys, they send their chefs ahead to get all the food, organic and everything that they eat. But if you've seen Bill Gates lately, he's not looking too good. But everybody has a time, right? And we don't know when that time is. But if we take care of our genes and our body by proper hydration, nutrition, movement, oxygen, and grounding to the earth and having a great story, I mean, it has to fix itself because we're lacking all those things. And that's what's happening to our genes. Because we're putting the control in somebody else's hands who profit from us having bad genes. Very, very seldom, and I've heard this from other doctors, very seldom have we had a disease, because there's dis-ease, that there's been a disease that was hereditary. It's more like your diet, your stress level. When you're growing up, you're in that, and it creates a frequency that you're stuck in that creates that dis-ease in your body. And you can change it anytime you want to, just by doing the simple things we're doing right here. All right, so I had a question about cystic fibrosis. So we're going to do some Qigong based on that. Hopefully this will help the people that are experiencing this. So this is a lung exercise. Master Shani Lee is the one that I learned this from. And we just pretend there's a ball here. I have this in many videos. Okay, I'll put our chin down and we breathe in through the nose. This is where the energy comes in, right through the nose. And we pick our head up straight. We want our tongue, the tip of it by our front teeth, and the whole tongue touching the roof of the mouth. It'll change your posture. And then you exhale through the mouth. Okay, you do that for, well, you work up to maybe 5 minutes, and then you work up to 10, and then you work up to 20, and see if you can get to like 40, 45 minutes of doing this, even if you have to do it in sessions, 5-minute sessions or whatever. Okay, Master Shani Lee had a person sent to him and needed a double lung transplant. They did that one thing, and in 3 months, they didn't need a double lung transplant because their lungs were completely healthy. No scar tissue, no anything. This is a very important exercise if you want to clear your lungs. Another one is keeping the gates open so that all your lymphatic waste from your toes has to travel all the way up through gate 6, gate 5, gate 4, gate 3 to get to gate 1. This is why it's important to lay down, especially at night when we're resting. It's rest, digest, and heal. But if the mind is racing, sleep might not be that easy to do or to accomplish. So this is what I would do. I've had people that have severe PTSD and had it for years and can't sleep. You might not make it to 10, but 10 is the number to keep in your mind. And you give your body permission to relax. You breathe in through the nose, slow. Nice deep breath. Get that rib cage open. This is when you're laying down to go to sleep. And then you exhale longer than you inhaled. And you hold. Then you slowly inhale. And when you exhale, you give your body permission to relax. Now, for people with cystic fibrosis, it might not be that easy to breathe in like I just did. You do the best you can, okay? Whether it's only that and you exhale. Try to exhale longer than you inhaled, okay? These are things that change our whole genetic makeup. So let's, I'm gonna tip that camera up just a little bit. Sorry about the potential wind issue there. So what we're going to do is there's 12 energy meridians in the body. It's good to activate those as much as possible. And before we do that, we should do 3 lion's breaths. These are extremely important too if you are having issues with breathing. All right? So we breathe in through the nose, tip our head back, smile. And then once we do that, we exhale, we stick our tongue all the way out, like that, and we exhale really hard, and we go. And the thing to do is have your breath end when you stand up. By the time you're up here, that's when your exhale should end. If you can't quite get there, don't try to go faster. Just stand up like you normally would and try to match your breath with that. And that will change a lot of things for you, all right? And if you're having an issue with cystic fibrosis, we do the best we can, but we keep doing it. And over time, things will start to shift. But don't exhaust yourself either. This is rest, digest, and heal. It's not forcefulness. It's not pushing. It's just relaxation. All right? So we inhale through the nose. Head back, smile, releases endorphins and dopamine into the cells. Makes them very happy. And then we exhale. We do a lion's breath exhale. And then we just rest for a second. And then we do another breath. All right, inhale through the nose, head back, smile. All right, lion's breath exhale. And then we rest for a second. Hope that thing's not really getting wind wet there. All right. All right. My video slipped down. There we go. All right. So, last one. We're going to do 3. All right. Inhale through the nose, head back, smile. Lion's breath exhale. All right. Clearing the lungs. Dr. Morse has some great herbal formulas for that. I have my own formulas for that. But that's not really what we're here to talk about at this time. It's about getting the lungs clear so that they can have a greater oxygen transfer into the blood. The reason we're doing lion's breath is the toxins are heavier than the air, so they settle in the bottom of the lungs. And if you're already not getting enough air in, we need to maximize what you are getting. So when we do that lion's breath, it's clearing out the toxins. We're opening the throat and we're getting those out. Like I said, they're heavier than the air, so they settle in the bottom of the lungs, which is most of where your blood oxygen transfer takes place. And if you're not getting a good absorption, that's what it is malabsorption. You're not getting a good absorption rate for oxygen in the blood, all the cells will have an issue. It may not show up that way because there's certain spots that will be worse than others. But the whole body is experiencing it. So when we start manually taking over our breath and we go into rest, digest, and heal, and we get that lymphatic system moving and get that inflammation out of there, the whole body will shift. It doesn't have a choice, it has to. So we're gonna do the 12 energy meridians, where we just step on the ground while we're clapping. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops. Well, that one was 10. Then we go to the inside of the elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 6, 8, 9. 6, 8, 9. Everything we're doing is changing our genetic makeup. 1, 2, 3. 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. 6, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. 6, 2, 3. when we are breathing and moving, and the whole body is involved, not just an issue here. So we need to use the whole body to clear this, to get that lymphatic system moving. Good live liquids, fruits, berries, melons. Like I said, sometimes they're too fast and they give you a healing crisis, which is a cold and flu-like symptom. Move into vegetables, like a green smoothie or green juice. So these are the things that are gonna help shift the body. They're like fruits they're astringents. They strip all the stuff out of the body that doesn't belong there. When you do a 72-hour fast, the body's not being fed the way it's used to being fed, so it goes in and it starts eating all the stuff that's causing your issues. It's a really important thing too. And what do you think that strengthens? Our whole genetic makeup. So if a gene can get weak, it can get strong. If there's an issue in the body, it can be corrected. But it takes certain things for that to happen. All right, so we're gonna do that last round here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 6, 8, 9. 6, 8, 9. 6, 8, and 9. All right, now we'll shake it up. Shaking is extremely important. And the reason is, when you get sick, you shake. Well, why not shake almost like a preventative? If something's going to settle in your body and it's going to make you shake, why not shake and get rid of it before it actually causes a big issue? And we want to get that booty going too. Everything in the body must move. Everything. 3 lymphatic pumps. Diaphragm, balls of the feet. So in this little routine, we're going to start with our hands. We're moving all the joints and muscles in the body. Okay, and then we go to wrists. Now there's 2 ways. People that can't do this, we can do it this way. And you can even open your hands and do it this way. I prefer this one, but you do what works for you. Other direction. Then we're going to do elbows, kind of a scarecrow position. All right, then we'll go right to shoulders. Other direction. Okay, now we're going to do a swing, tap our kidneys and our stomach. These little shock waves going through help break up dense tissue. Okay, and now we're going to move up to this little triangle right in there. Okay, if you feel around, you may find a sore spot there. We're going to tap on top of that. So we're going to, this is for the lungs. I don't care if you can only do 1 on each side. Do it. And over time, you'll be able to do 2 or 3 or 5. The body wants to be healthy. All right, shake it out. Now we're going to move to hips. You're as young as your spine and hips are flexible. So we're going to move to the front and the back. We're going to roll. Try not to move your shoulders. Other direction. Everything we're doing involves the lungs. They're our energy. Comes in, sends energy through the body. All right, we're going to do knees. We're going to tap here 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we're going to go to both sides of the kneecap on whichever leg you want to do first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. All right. Now we're going to do ankles. What we do with ankles, the ball of the foot, remember, is a pump, for a lymphatic pump. So we just roll around on that. Right, far enough, maybe so you can see me. All right. Whichever direction you want to start in, but we're going to do it in the other direction too. Says why walking is so good for you. Usually walking at a pace, you're breathing through your nose, creating nitric oxide, and using the pumps, the ball of your feet. All right. So let's just shake our hands for a minute. This is always a fun one. Just do this. We bounce, and if you can't jump, just get your heels as high off the floor as you can, and just gently set them down if you're having a lot of heel issues. And this sends shock waves through the body, strengthening the bones, making them more flexible. You know, one of the things that happens is the brain is a giant thief. Anything it needs, it'll take it from the tissue of the body, it'll take it from the bones, it'll take it from whatever. So that's why it's important that we keep up with our nutrition, our hydration. If the body doesn't have enough hydration, it gets sticky and things can't flow through it properly. And that's what we don't want. We want everything flowing. Life is about flowing. Nature flows. It's one of the biggest things that happened to us when we were little is when we went to school, sit down, shut up, and stop wiggling around. Well, nature wiggles, so it's a crime against movement. And kids act out because they are not allowed to move. And then what they do, they put them on Ritalin. And now when they get Ritalin, there's a second one they get. So they can't drug us enough. And I use the word drug in a very serious way because it's called a drugstore. They don't call nature a drugstore. No, that's medicine. That's where our medicine comes from. That's why it's important to have honey from your local area within, I would say, 10 or 15 miles. I think they say 25, but I like closer the better, okay? They're feeding off the plants that are around you. Then they're creating a honey from that, and it's much more medicinal to the body. And you don't have to eat it by the spoonful. Just have some in your tea, like a Cleaver's tea, which opens the lymphatic system. And Dr. Morse has great herbs. So if you don't know about Cleaver's, just go to Tony Wheel, and she can set you up with the herbs and the tinctures and things that you need to help your body heal. So the body is an amazing thing, and it only wants to be healthy. And everybody we go to profits from our dis-ease, not our health. So that's something to remember. And they're going to tell you that you're a victim of your genes, and you're not. Epigenetics, above the gene, which this and the body are above the gene if you choose to be that way. It's part of giving up our power. not knowing that when we breathe through the nose, that's where our power comes from. That when we move like this, we're generating more energy than we're burning, and the energy that created you is the energy that heals you. And this is how it was created, through breath, movement. And it excites the pineal gland, because when we're breathing and we're rocking, right, and we become no one, nowhere, no place, no time, the energy comes through the 8th chakra, down through and right out, and it gives life. And if you want a real treat, learn how to do that on your own, which is the same method. And when the energy is ready to go out, it comes down through, goes right down through. When it's ready to come out, you close the pelvic floor, and it'll come right up your spine, right into your cerebellum and your pineal gland, and you'll have a brain orgasm. Once we know how to work this instrument, because that's what it is, it's an instrument, and we have been taken so far off the path, walking down the road to Hellville, we don't even know there is a Wellville. We don't even know what health feels like. When you're healthy, you can't feel your body at all, ever. That's why I don't believe in disease. I believe in dis-ease. We can feel the dis-ease in our body. So as we breathe, feel it going in, you know, like, and you can breathe anywhere in your body. If you want to breathe to the tip of this finger, you focus on that finger. And the energy will flow there to heal anything that's wrong. And if there's nothing wrong, it'll just go there and investigate. A lot of times we do body scans. So you lay down, and in your mind, you start traveling through your body. And you're looking for areas where the energy is off. I can douse a health aura. Hopefully I can find somebody that'll let me do that, and I'll do that on camera. But it'll show you where the energy is and where it's lacking. And where it's lacking, you focus on that, and you work in that area through your breathing, it'll regenerate itself. This is electrical. The body is electrical. And if you have an area where the electricity is having a hard time getting through, like I said, the body is 6 batteries stacked on top of each other, and it goes ankles, knees, hips, shoulder, elbow, and hand. So when we look at that way, and we have a weakness in our hand, we have a weakness here or here. The batteries are not able to get the energy down through. Well, breath will put it down through there with specific intent of healing this. And you focus on this elbow and you breathe right into it. If your heart is broken, you focus on it. You breathe right into it and you give it permission to relax and expand, and you'll be amazed how much energy comes out of your body. Because your heart is the only thing in the body that produces. Everything else eats the energy. So they've got us disconnected from our heart, and the energy is not correct here. And this is one of the big issues that causes dis-ease in the body. So, I don't know how long I've been talking to you, but it's been a while, so I probably should go. And we'll do a video, I don't know when I can do the next one, hopefully tomorrow. But love you guys. Thank you for joining me. And I'll see you in the next video. All right. Till then, be strong. Do your breath work. Do your movement. Give your body permission to heal. You don't even have to think about the genes. You just give your body permission to heal, and the body will take care of everything else. You give it proper hydration, nutrition, oxygen, movement, rest, ground to the earth, and change your story to, I love my life. The universe is conspiring with me, not against me. I don't have to go to work. If you have a garden, I saw this in one of my friends, the hit on the mirror. Get to work. No, go play in nature. You're playing with the plants. They know when you're coming. They're amazing. Their sensitivity is off the charts. They know when you're coming home, just like your dog does, because they feel energy. And that's what really matters. Okay? Well, it's enough for today. Love you guys. See you in the next video.